You know, it's funny how sometimes the most powerful leadership lessons come from the simplest stories. Today, we're going to look at a classic fable and break down how one legendary leader managed conflict and inspired change, not with brute force, but with some serious wisdom. Let's dive in.
I mean, this line really says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures what we're exploring here. This idea that you can be incredibly powerful, but what really matters is having an even bigger heart. It's a concept that goes way beyond the jungle.
All right, so let's picture this. We're in this huge, lush jungle kingdom, and we've got this leader, the Elephant King. He's so respected that pretty much every animal, from the fiercest to the smallest, goes to him for advice. His story is basically a masterclass in how to lead. So just look at what made him tick. Yeah, he was the strongest animal around, no doubt. But that's not why they followed him. It was because he was wise and calm and always fair. This shows us that his moral authority, his character, was where his real power came from. And this, right here, is the absolute key. He had all this strength, but he never let it go to his head. There was no arrogance, just humility and intelligence. You really have to get this part to understand everything that happens next. All right, so let's put this into practice. Our first case study is a big one. A serious fight is breaking out over the most important resource in the jungle, water. The whole community is on edge, and things are about to get ugly. So here's the breakdown. You've got two powerhouse groups, the lions and the wolves. They both think the river belongs to them, and only them. Neither one is backing down, and they're both aiming for total control. You can just feel the tension, right? A battle is just moments away. So what do you do here? I mean, this is a classic leadership trap, isn't it? If you side with the lions, the wolves become your enemy. Side with the wolves, and the lions will never trust you again. It feels like a total no-win situation. What's the right move? And this is where the king's genius really shines. See, he doesn't pick a winner. He totally sidesteps the who's right question. Instead, he creates a system, a schedule. It's so simple but so brilliant. The lions get their turn, the wolves get theirs, and everyone else gets theirs. Suddenly, it's not a fight for control anymore. So the result? He didn't have to throw his weight around or force anyone to do anything. He just used his brain to make the fight itself totally pointless. He created a fair, logical structure, and that structure brought justice and peace without a single bit of force. Okay, on to the next challenge. And this one is completely different. This isn't a showdown between two big groups. This is a problem with a bunch of troublemakers whose behavior is disrupting the entire community. So, we've got these monkeys, and they are just running wild, tearing fruit off trees just to waste it, bugging the smaller animals, messing up the fields. Basically, their idea of fun is making life miserable for everyone else. This isn't a resource dispute. It's a behavioral mess. Now watch how the king handles this. It's amazing. No yelling, no threats. He just walks up and says, quote, "Your fun is becoming a problem for others." That's it. He's direct, but he's gentle. He isn't attacking them. He's just stating a fact. And that opens the door for a conversation instead of slamming it shut with anger. And here's where it gets really smart. He doesn't punish them for all that wild energy. Instead, he finds a way to channel it. He looks at these little troublemakers and sees potential. He's about to give them a mission, a real responsibility. And check out this three-step transformation. First, that gentle, honest talk. Then, the master stroke. He makes them the official guardians of the jungle. Their new job is to protect the very trees they were wrecking. And just like that, their whole identity flips. They're not troublemakers anymore, they're protectors. Why? Because a new purpose is a way better motivator than punishment ever could be. All right, so we've seen him handle a major conflict and a tricky behavioral problem. What are the big takeaways here? Let's distill it all down into the Elephant King's playbook. So here it is, the core of his leadership philosophy. First, true strength isn't about being the biggest or loudest. It's about wisdom and kindness. Second, when people are fighting over something, don't pick a winner. Create a fair system for everyone. Third, if someone's causing problems, give them a positive responsibility and watch them change. And finally, and this is a big one, gentle correction works way, way better than anger. And that brings us to the big takeaway. This whole story boils down to one simple truth. Wisdom and empathy can solve problems that force and anger just can't. So the real question for all of us is, in our own lives, at work, at home, where can we apply a little more of that Elephant King wisdom?